Hey guys, Nate PTK here. The E-League is only 2 weeks away, and my understanding is that this year each competitor must use at least 2 A-League players from the club that they're representing. So each day leading up to the E-League, I'm going to run through every single team, work out which A-League players these competitors might end up using. I'm an alphabetical order kind of guy, so we're going to start with Adelaide United. Big thank you to Dan and FootWiz for letting me use their website to go through these foot items. Now, genuinely, we're just starting in alphabetical order because that's the way my brain works. However, Adelaide United, as it stands, in my opinion, surely everyone's opinion, have the best A-League foot item in FIFA 22. Goodwin has been absolutely crushing it in the A-League, and you can see there, he's got yet another inform. This time, he's out at left mid, and he is 84 rated. Now, as you hear me talk about in these videos, I don't really care that much about overall rating. I'm more about the individual stats and what's important with the meta for FIFA 22. However, there's just no denying how good that Goodwin is. Now, I don't think the actual rules maybe even being confirmed. I'm not across it, but what I understand it to be is that each competitor uses 2 A-League foot items players from the team they're representing, 1 base item, and then 1 inform if their club has them. And so I don't think other sort of special cards are allowed to be used. So unfortunately, Cavallo, as cracked as that foot item is, I don't think these competitors will get to use them during the E-League. I'm hearing rumors maybe of 1 team this season. A-League foot item, you can see how that would just sway things massively. So anyway, surely Goodwin is a lock. Having a look at some of the others, Javi Lopez maybe doesn't have the pace that you're looking for, but that is a decent overall fullback. And again, you're going to see me like skip over some of the higher rated foot items, which I know, like you see me talking about it on Twitter, and people reply and be like, you're leaving out, you know, Ninkovic when we're talking Sydney FC. I'm not really worried about that overall. So like One Day and Jakobsen and players like that, although 67 and 65 respectively, those individual stats, and particularly the lack of pace, it's just not a foot item that I would use in my team, and I wouldn't expect the Adelaide competitors to use. And then you got Stefan Mork, who's actually got decent pace, but then the rest of those stats aren't really doing a lot for me. But then you compare it to some of the bronze foot items, which again, I'm sure some people don't even scroll this far down. Marco, what you doing on here? This is my video. Get out, son. But Yangi and Toure, have a look at that. 86 and 87 pace. If you're sort of looking maybe for a starter, but particularly a super sub, you could do a lot worse. And then maybe some people don't even bother clicking onto page 2. Marco, honestly, man, get out of it. Dakuli, 92 pace, only 55 overall. You bring on that 92 pace foot item as a super sub, you might terrorize some defenders. So the way I'm going to do this, again, assuming that there are 2 starters, and of course the way it works in the E-League, if you sub off one of your A-League players, you must replace them with an A-League player. For every club, starting here with Adelaide United, I'm going to pick my 2 reserves and my 2 starters that I'd use if I was playing for Adelaide United in the E-League. All right, substitute number 1 is Ben Halloran. Again, 67 overall. Maybe a few people being like, the 85 pace and decent shooting and passing and dribbling. There's something there in this card. The acceleration, the sprint speed, the agility, the balance, it is certainly enough to do a job. Hey, if Trent Bahaja can do it, anyone can. All right, substitute number 2 is Ryan Kitto. And hey, I told you I was going to have a look at the bronze cards when it comes to FIFA. Kitto, 80 pace, very decent, very handy. Again, I know only 54 defending. I'm the type of competitor, I don't know what you guys are when you're playing foot champs. As long as I can get to the ball and have the potential to make a challenge in the first place, that's all I need. It's no good having a high overall defending stat if you're wildly out of position. And that's why I've gone for Kitto for substitute number 2. All right, surprise, surprise, starter number 1. If I'm Adelaide United, I'm in the E-League 2022, you've got to have a look at the inform, the latest inform, Goodwin. Now, I'm using this foot item in Foot Champs right now. I've got some highlights of crazy goals. I'm scoring free kicks. I'm scoring worldlies outside the area. Goodwin is genuinely okay, decent enough to mix it with the better teams. Look, at least for me. Really good pace, really good physicals, which I think is an underrated part of FIFA that maybe a lot of players and competitors don't look at. And then enough shooting, passing, and dribbling to be effective. The 3-star maybe isn't ideal, but honestly, Goodwin's got the pace to get it onto that left foot, and a lot of finishes you are seeing with Foot Champs players all across Australia. And then my starter number 2, a bit contentious, but honestly, after the Goodwin, feels like it goes a little bit downhill for Adelaide United. Javi Lopez, I've gone and said that you need the pace to be effective. I feel like hopefully with that passing, defending, and physical, and the fact that I think a lot of these competitors will probably use at least one fullback in their teams. I've gone Lopez. But that's just my opinion, fam. What do you think? Reply to me now. Let me know which Adelaide United foot items you would use if you were competing in the E-League 22. I'll see you again tomorrow as we walk through Brisbane Roar.